Welcome and hello, everyone, to another episode of Nocturne by Night, which is the name we came up after last week's episode. We are, just like we did last week, playing Urban Shadows this week. But before we really dive into it, just a couple announcements. Make sure that you are utilizing those channel points in stream. We have a dice giveaway. At 2,000 channel points, you get an entry. You may enter once per stream, and that includes any of our other streams. So feel free to check out our Tuesday night games as well, because you can double your odds. Literally come in, mute us, click the button, win some dice. They're very cool haze-themed dice from our Tuesday night game. They're beautiful, from Dragon Knight Dice. You can find them on Twitter. You can check out either our Twitter or Dragon Knight's Twitter or her TikTok, where she shows you how she made them, which is even cooler. Very awesome, and she is phenomenal. So super excited for that. Of course, we wouldn't be able to provide you the audio experience that you're getting here or on the podcast without the help of Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio is a premier audio service for you or your players, or both, I guess. I didn't have any copy in front of me, so I'm going to do this like Chris does it every week. Tabletop Audio, you can go, you pay what you want. It is user run and supported. They have a ton of ambient audio and even a new soundboard feature that they've added that will help you spice up your games and make them cool. I personally dig the music. The music helps me get in the mood and set scenes, and it kind of helps with my timing and spacing as a GM or DM. Hopefully it helps the players get immersed. But that's what spike traps are for. So, other than that, I think that's all I have. Am I missing something, Ryan? I feel like I'm missing like 7 things.
Well, we have a lot more to talk about on Tuesdays.
I know, right?
I'll just go over the social media thing down in the panels. All of our social medias. Please go down there. Please check them out. We have new podcasts on a bunch of major platforms. Spotify, the first episode of Urban Shadows you can find there. Come hang out with us, talk to us, say hello.
Fantastic. And of course, I would be remiss to not introduce our guest MC for this Urban Shadows experience, Mr. Soul from Soul's Rolls. Soul, how are you tonight?
Yeah, doing fantastic. Yeah, I'm always privileged to be on here with you guys. You guys are a great crew. I do want to say that everyone that's following me, they should definitely follow the Ep.2 crew. All they put on really great stuff outside of... Don't shake your head, damn it. No, it's a great...
I make the check out the cash, you said, right?
No, it's a great crew. Great stuff on Tuesdays, great stuff on Thursdays. A lot of fun to be had here. The dice are gorgeous. You probably saw me retweet them earlier, just because they're just absolutely stunning. Some of the best color combinations I've seen. Really, really good molds. If you're a kind of a dice freak like I am, those are some really nice dice. The 2,000 channel points. Stay on board. Listen to these guys. Listen to me. Cash those points in where you can, and definitely get into the entry. It's well worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we honestly we started talking about the next set for October, and those ones sound also just as cool. I'm pretty pumped for those too.
I've actually got a picture here to show everybody. Hold on a second.
Ooh.
There they are.
The September one, right? Oh yeah. So these are the haze-themed dice for nice.
Gosh, those are gorgeous. God, you guys are lucky. I love those.
Not me. They're not for me. They're too good for me. That's why I'm giving them away.
I mean, fair enough.
All right. You guys ready to dive in?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. All right, Soul. Well, take it away, sir. The floor is
all right. So going back to Nocturne, the city is in turmoil. There's a werewolf and vampire territory dispute. There is cheese. There is an argument about a case. There is a dropped USB that has some critical information on it. We left it kind of a high note. A lot of things going on. I like to do a little bit at the start of a session, even if we don't use the normal session moves. Those of you that are familiar with Urban Shadows, you know, when you start a session, there should be some more new rumors. Since we're kind of in media res, we're going to skip that, but I do want to ask some other cool questions. just kind of outline where your character is in relation to Nocturne, the fictional Pacific Northwest city that we're playing in. I'd really like to know that if your character exits, if you die, if something happens to you, what does the city lose? What positive thing do you bring to Nocturne that's going to be lost forever if you die or are subsumed by corruption? I know if Arthur, the I want to say almost protagonist of the bodega, the proprietor though, the guy that's providing these atrocious pastrami's that that Jonas is eating in the walk-in freezer. I want if he ever leaves, if he's gone, if we lose his patronage, then Nocturne loses a really great deli. They lose a place of kind of a haven. You all fell into Arthur's kind of kind of wake here. So. Don't let him hear that. This is a place where you can feel safe. That if you drop in and you say, "Hey, we got to close down. I need a place to shut up for a bit," they'll flip the sign, and that's where you stay safe. So if Arthur leaves, that's what the city loses. But I want to know what the city loses if you exit. If you die, what happens? Vinny, tell me what the city loses if you're out. What happens if Vinny goes away?
It's sort of like A plus B. I don't do math. I don't know how to do that. But one thing turns into another. So, the Fey Court that I'm a part of, Court of Stones, by the way, I decided.
Love it, Court of Stones.
And so they're gonna lose a good, fresh ideas, man. I tackle things a little outside of the typical chain of command, if you haven't noticed, so they're gonna lose good outside influence, and if they lose it, the underground, it's what happens in the underground affects the overcity in ways that people might not understand, so the effect might not be noticeable to the everyday citizen, but, they'll feel the ripples.
Okay, so you're kind of a connection between the Fey undercourt and the more mortal underpinnings of the city. If you vanish, then that connection, that kind of interface is lost forever. Is that right?
Yeah, sort of the bridge between the guy on the streets and what goes on underneath him.
All right, I love the fact that Vinny is our streets guy. Absolutely cool way to play the Fey. What about Terrance? What do we got?
And if the city were to lose Terrance, they'd also lose several digits on their tax returns to begin with.
Oh, shit.
Other than that, business is like a machine. It has moving parts, gears, teeth that intermesh and move together. Without somebody to bridge the gaps between the different moving parts of the city, the machine stops working.
Okay. So just like Vinny, you're kind of an interface between the city and something larger than itself, the economy, the way that things move and operate smoothly, yeah? All right. What about Jonas? What do we got for them? What if they disappear? What happens? What does Nocturne lose?
Well, I think we all know. It is their grasp on the truth. Yeah. So Vinny likes to say that he is, the things that happen in the underworld, they affect the mortals, and we don't particularly, understand all their complex motions. This is bullshit. Okay?
Oh.
Because what happens is they these dark forces move in the shadows with zero accountability, and it is my place to make sure that mortals and the more upright citizens of Nocturne understand what is happening out there and what sort of dark machinations they are up to in the shadows.
All right.
They will lose that. I mean, I have several death episodes created and ready to be distributed, upon my unfortunate demise, which of course I've seen, but and am prepared for.
So you are prepared to exit, and you've got your plans in place. You're the voice of the streets. Vinny is the ear to the streets, and Terrance is the money in the pocket of your guy that's on the streets. Love this crew being really close, really down on that level. Circling back around, though, we left it a little bit of a high note on that last episode. Jonas, since you are the voice of Nocturne by night, why don't you give us a little bit of what you would put on a podcast if you had the opportunity to? How would you wrap up that last episode for us?
Well, it was not great for me. I can tell you this. I think my friends are very concerned with their own comings and goings, and I am a sort of afterthought, despite my many talents and how many times I have saved them. But I digress. So I was attacked in my home. I left this place in a rush. I hurt my ankle on the way down. I forgot a critical piece of information, which I will possibly tell Terrance about. We'll see. I was forced into a cooler to eat the worst sandwich I have ever eaten. And in the meantime, Terrance was also victimized, this time in his vehicle, because this city is unsafe. This is what I tell people. They don't know. All these dark things happen, and they just feel they can do whatever they want. So whatever, whatever mortals, just a blink, us mayflies, to these fae, to these Vinny characters out there. The authors of the world that think they can just tell anybody to get into coolers whenever they want because, they have claws.
I mean, to be fair, you did get in the cooler.
Well, yes. Well, I had a phone call to make, so it was a convenient place to make a private conversation. But anyways. So, and then we decided, I guess, to have a slumber party at Vinny's house, which is also not great for me. But listen, Terrance is very tough on the internet. Is not so tough in person. So I am not the bossy kind of individual. I am just sort of neurotic.
All right. Now, from the other players, what would your view be if Jonas were to be interviewing you and kind of giving your perspective? What would you be chiming in here? Let's go ahead and focus on Terrance. Terrance, what would you contribute to this particular hypothetical podcast? What would you add?
The nature of the changing city, with the paranormal events taking hold and changing the very fabric of business. Young upstarts shoving guns in my face. This is totally against the order of things and never would have happened in the times before.
The times before. So do you think that Pistol Pete is kind of a young upstart? Is that something you broadcast and put out there for Mr. Pete to listen to?
Well, hopefully Mr. Pete has been taken care of before this hits the airwaves.
Oh, we can.
Yeah, I very much forgot that Pete is on death row. Yes, I just forgot. I forgot what the circumstance was, but I will remember.
Yeah, Pistol Pete definitely wants Terrance dead. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, no, now he knows Terrance has jobs for him, so he is none the wiser. I think it's a moment, but.
He's definitely at a point of tension. Yeah, he's been bribed with Terrance's connections for sure. So Vinny, the man who has that power, people are going to go have I think it was a sleepover at your party, a slumber party. Is that what's going on?
Look, impromptu kinda, but I'm always prepared to have guests over. I got these great slippers, there's no shoes in my fucking house, but I got these nice slippers for everyone to put on. This silk robes, mine's nicer than everybody, but if you want to get comfortable, that is your prerogative. I got a nice fireplace, electric of course, we're not gonna go through the whole rigmarole. And right next to it, we got just a bar with a decent stock, but way too much sambuca. Just an uncomfortable amount.
Okay, too much sambuca. I can live with that sort of lifestyle. So we all are going to zoom in on everyone retreating to Vinny's Casa de Sambuca. There is a absolute torrential downpour in Nocturne right now. It is just absolutely tearing down. No one can see more than 10, maybe 15 feet in front of them. People aren't out there with umbrellas because that ain't going to help you a damn bit. You are locked up in this house, and it is a little bit tense. You know, there's a lot going on. There's information loss. There's a backing into a corner feeling. What are you guys doing? Tell me a little bit about what your approach is here. Let's start with, well, hell, it's Vinny's house. What are you doing?
So first off, I got like one of those garages. It's got a nice like flat overhang. It's one of those like slanted slope garages. It looks like this house was sort of made in like maybe the 70s. A flat roof, just straight walls, kind of boxy. And I actually use that to get into the house. You don't touch the front door. The lawn is too nice, and there's no pathway to get there. So we just go in through the garage. So hit that open and open up the door, and there's a nice old classic Pontiac in there that I don't touch very much, but it's nice to look at. And go in and like, all right, friends, right here is where you deposit the shoes. Please, there's the changing room right there if you need to get comfortable. No, don't sleep in those clothes. I got all these nights. That's great. And please, my home is your home. Just don't go in my fucking room.
All right, so everyone's passing through the garage. There's the smell of concrete, that kind of finished garage smell that everyone knows, that little bit of oil smell from the old tune-up car. Everyone knows that one too, I hope. So let's flash to maybe the person most uncomfortable with this, just having taken flight from an apartment and having twisted their ankle. Jonas, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I meant to ask you about that. So am I still holding? Do I still have my harm? Does all that stuff reset? New session?
It is all holding. We are picking up in media res. You're pretty much rolling right from that moment. Harm isn't that big a deal. It will heal over time, but it's really been just a matter of hours. You've still got that twisted ankle. As far as that hold, I'm still giving you that one too, so I'm not going to screw you on that.
Yeah. So I sort of limp a bit. As I take my shoe off, it is painful, but uncomfortable nonetheless. There's something about being in these powerful fate places that sort of amplifies my own abilities and is not overly pleasant. It is not great being an oracle. You'd think it'd be good, but it is not. It's not always good things. Rest a lot of sleepless nights. So I am sort of preparing myself mentally for this. I also sort of run my fingers through my pockets on my jackets that I refuse to take off, and it has my external hard drive in it, but is again missing that critical thumb drive that had some information Terrance had wanted me to delete. That I forgot. And I'm sort of thinking, what I could do with this. So, Vinny, what do we have some sort of plan here for tomorrow? What are we doing here?
Plan? I'm keeping you safe. I offered you shelter. You guys better not forget this, by the way.
Yeah, no. You will never let me.
Okay, I'm actually going to step in there as the MC.
Say we owe him a debt, yeah?
Do you want to make that a thing, Vinny? Do you want to actually put them on the spot? That sounds a lot like you're saying you owe me a debt.
That's basically what I'm saying. Not a big one, just a little debt, just one little debt.
But the thing is, you gotta make good on that. You've just put your Fae name on the line to keep these people safe. You sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm honorable and trustworthy, of course. Yeah.
All right. If anyone stays
he is
there,
riding high right now. He thinks he's in a good place. So I will take advantage, I guess.
All right. If anyone stays there and you want to make agreement on that, you owe Vinny another debt, just one.
Yeah. Well, yes. while we're talking about debts, I have a friend who I think perhaps may be able to help us get a bit more information on what is happening. He is usually a pretty solid contact. I think some of you know him, but he is a wizard.
Tell me a little bit more about this.
Well, so you'll know this man very well. He happens to run the sound for a place called the Red Toad. So
Okay.
so Lemmy is a wizard friend of mine, and in particular, I think he will hold my hard drive for me, so I'm not running around with it, and I feel like I can trust him.
All right. So as far as mechanics go, it sounds like you're hitting the streets, maybe?
Yeah, except I'm sort of asking if we can all go there politely. You know, maybe not tonight, but sometime in the morning.
All right. Just to clarify for my sake, stepping outside of character, what are you looking for mechanics-wise here?
So again, this is where I struggle with some of the moves.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to how you want to do that. If that's a hit the streets. I will roll a hit the streets. How would I do that if I think I know a guy?
So knowing a guy, hitting the streets is you have a need, right? You have something you need resolved. So you tell me an NPC, you create them whole cloth, and then you roll with their faction to see if they can help you, if they are going to pin you over a barrel, if they're too busy, whatever. You've just invented this wizard Lemmy. They're going to hold your hard drive for you. This is a callback to another game. I'm actually going to give you a +1 for that because I love the self-reference stuff. I'm going to give you a little bit of bump on that. But it sounds like you are hitting the streets. You've got a need. Someone needs to hold my data. You've got an NPC in mind, this Lemmy character. So throw with faction and a +1, and we'll see how it goes. Now, because you are rolling, that's power, because Lemmy is a wizard. You're gonna mark that on your character sheet. Does that complete your 4?
It does. So now
Yes.
Now you know why I did that.
No. That's exactly what you should be doing. A little bit of metagame knowledge here, guys. The more you do stuff like that, the more you create these interconnections, the richer the story becomes, and the benefit to your character is you get to advance. So we're going to see our first advance. This is a cool moment. I love it. But first, you got to roll.
Right. Yes, I have to roll. Hold on. 2d6. And so I get +1 for power, and the +1 you gave me is in the
11? Oh, yeah. All right. Wow.
Yes, I was really hoping that I rolled well for Lemmy.
All right. It normally only goes to 7 through 9, and you choose one problem. Above that, I'm going to say that you don't have a problem. There's no hitch. Why does Lemmy hold your hard drive for you without any catch? What have you done in the past that makes them indebted to you to a point where they're like, yeah, I'm going to hold your data. That ain't a problem. Let's go.
Yeah, so I have saved Lemmy's life several times. He often comes to me for help with some things in the power side, or if he is looking for particularly objects. Lemmy is very big into arcane items, so he will take me to potential sales and things, and I will scan mystic items for him, sort of pro bono, because I just sort of enjoy it. But yes, so yeah, we are good friends, Lemmy and I.
All right, that sounds like a really good relationship. So go ahead and mark that last one.
Nice.
That means you've got 4 marked. Go ahead and erase all of them. Reset. For those of you playing at home and our other players, that's how it works. Once you mark all of them, you erase all of them. You can't double up, you can't hold over, nothing like that. So playing kind of strategically, there's a little bit of metagaming, but it's actually a pretty fun way to do this. And now, Jonas gets to mark an advancement. What's your first advancement there, buddy?
So I feel like I need a minute, because one of the things the Oracle can do is a move from another archetype.
All right.
So I have to look through them.
Yeah, how about I come back to you on that then?
Okay, fantastic.
Cool. So, Jonas is negotiating with this other player in the kind of field of power. They're a wizard. They do some psychometry for them. Jonas does. What about the rest of you? What are you guys doing? Let's go ahead and focus on Vinny. Vinny, what are you up to? You're in your.
We'll just say I text him. We'll just say I'm texting him.
Vinny or
No, yeah, Lemmy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Vinny, what are you doing? You're in your Casa de Sambuca. What else are you doing? Trying to reach out to anyone? Trying to cover any bases? There's a lot going on here, man.
Yeah, I know. It's I haven't really had a chance to even sit down and think about it. It's just been action, action, action. So, yeah, I'm gonna, go off into my room, and the other players don't see this, but when you go in there, super cheese. It's got the round bed with the red satin, and
Do you have a mirror on the ceiling? You have a mirror on the ceiling, don't you?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
And I'm gonna stop short of it rotating, but we'll but to the either there's no headboard, it's just open, but there's a side where there's a bunch of white pillows stacked, and there's plenty of plants around, but they're all sort of like roses and that sort of thing, red flowers mostly. I'm gonna go in there, go into my closet, I got this like really tacky gold like shin length robe that I'm gonna put on, and that like the hot boxes. So I'm gonna get changed into those, come out, and I'm just gonna line up 3 shots, 1, 2, 3, and I'm pouring a bit of that Sambuca, and I'm just lining them out, and as the other boys like, listen, like I said, there ain't no place safer than a Fey house. You can relax tonight. We'll worry about what we gotta worry about tomorrow. Don't you worry. But for now, we got our lives, we got our health. So, jizz.
All right. As you knock back that shot, go ahead and give me a keeping cool.
All right. Where are the moves? Basic moves. Keep it cool. Okay.
You don't have to tell me what you're avoiding. I'm telling you what you're avoiding. Just go ahead and roll spirit.
Okay, that is, what do I have for a spirit modifier?
Couldn't tell you. You gotta tell me.
No, yeah, I'm looking. Oh, so that's a 7.
All right. So, as you knock back a shot, a bullet passes through your front window.
Oh, shit!
Now, you're good enough that you can duck back, but it's going to cost you something. Do you lose the authentic, genuine art that's on the wall? Or do you lose the bottle of 100-year-old whiskey? Which one do you give up, buddy?
Oh, no. Okay, that art was expensive. That whiskey was expensive. Shit, the neoclassical painting.
All right. So there's a good sized bullet hole in that. There's a thwip of sound, a little bit of a whip and a crack as the bullet passes through. Shortly afterwards, followed by that crack from the actual sound of the bullet launching, and you have lost a grand painting. Now, as you knock that back, that shot, something in your Fey nature calls to you, and it says, hey, lean back just a little bit, it'll be okay. And you do. That's your spirit. And that bullet passes, and it almost, but doesn't quite, clip your tie bar.
Oh.
Because I know you're a suit type. I know you got a tie bar. You got a pocket square. You got it.
I actually had just changed into my silk robe and
that's right. That's right.
So I wouldn't have the tie bar, but like the collar, I would have like just trimmed the collar of the silk.
Yeah. So just something. Someone knows you're there. Someone knows what's up, and someone's gunning for you. But it just barely missed. Terrance. You're about to pop back a shot of Sambuku, and this happens. What do you do?
From the moment Terrance walked into the house, one half of his brain was analyzing things for, he was calculating values and assets and looking at areas where Vinny could probably upgrade parts of his home to receive some rebates and incentives.
Wow,
The other half,
judgmental.
just general financial know-how, right? The other half of his brain was looking at means of egress and places where he could hole up to defend himself. So he takes cover behind an oak armoire at the sound of the gunshot. Produces a nickel-plated magnum that's like blindingly well polished, like obsessively so. Even as he's leaning up against the armoire, he takes his suit jacket and polishes it at a spot that isn't even really there, neurotically.
Okay. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to escape? Or are you just trying to like set yourself up for success in the future?
No, just general reaction to avoiding damage, right? I guess you could call it escaping.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like you're trying to get out of the situation. It sounds like you're trying to keep it cool.
Yeah, I'd say it's fair.
All right, go ahead and keep it cool. There's a roll with spirit.
All right, so that is a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
No bueno, my amigo. Unfortunately, there is a second shot that lances through, and while you're polishing this great nickel-plated, really nice pistol, having that shiny up in the air is just a flag. It's just a beacon, and you end up getting shot in the forearm. Take 2 harm, as someone puts a bullet through about there.
So the way the harm works, that'd be you check off 1 feint and 1 grievous. The
Yep.
2 harm, yeah. Okay.
And when you do heal harm, you heal from the top down. Your lighter wounds heal first, your grievous wounds and beyond heal last. This is not the worst thing to happen to someone. A grievous wound is grievous, but it's not immediately fatal. You've got a bullet hole through your forearm, and unless I missed my bet, you're not particularly resilient or resistant to bullets, are you?
No, just a soft, squishy mortal.
Right? Now, backing up just a little bit, because I know this is our first time playing with these characters in combat situation, you didn't have anything that could have helped you on keeping your cool as a veteran, did you? Any moves, any power sets, anything like that? Armor?
Nothing I can see from the veteran moveset.
Well,
No.
I am holding. And
All right.
so I have something I could have done, particularly being in this house. I could have.
I love it. Tell me.
I could have advanced, let it out. I guess let it out.
I think that's automatic, that everyone around you has let it out advanced, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I guess I am a conduit for the spiritual world.
Let me swing
Just
quick.
so you know, though, as an aside, I don't want to ruin the tense moment here, but what I did pick for my advancement
Yeah, tell me.
was do your homework from the aware class.
Oh, tell me about it.
Good. I changed the name to owns the cliff notes because I feel like I'm cheating.
I like it.
No, so it's when you put a face to a name with someone politically important. Your call. Roll with mind instead of faction. On a hit, you know a dangerous secret about them or their political machinations. On a 10+, you know how to leverage that information, take a debt on them as well.
Oh, that's really, really good. Maybe not applicable here, but that's super
On a miss,
good.
your snooping has landed you in hot water with your target. So
I get the feeling you're going to roll a lot of misses because this is the Neg 2 crew, right?
of course. Well, it's me. I can't roll for shit. So, anyways, you all get to let it out because I am here. So, of course, all of your powers are a bit more heightened.
Yep. So if anyone wants to let it out, that allows you to channel a little bit more of your spooky. On a 12 or greater rolling spirit, you do get to do some cool stuff that is beyond the pale, and then you can also make it permanent, which is neat. It enhances your character whenever you're around Jonas. Something about your supernatural nature comes more to the fore. That's something you would know, and it is I'm not gonna lie, as the guy running the game, this is one of the coolest powers because that just enhances you in such cool ways.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. So all of you have, almost like my power of premonition sort of permeates out of it, right? So you all have this split second of foresight that is allowing you to just let it out. I mean, these are the things that I can't do without. Come on, I'm talking to you.
Are you gonna shout? Are you gonna shout?
I'm shouting. There's a gun.
Are you shouting? Letting it all out?
I am on my knees by my painting, shouting at the loss of value.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's his great grandmother. He loves that painting. So
You're all
sad.
horrible human beings. I love you. All right. So let's recap real quick. Vinny, you were going to take a shot, and something spooked you, and a painting took the hit instead of you. Terrance, you ducked, went for the armoire, and got shot in the arm, and said ow. And I think that takes us back around to Jonas. You are currently wrapping up the conversation with Lemmy, and you hear the thwip crack of a rifle being shot twice into the I don't know, Vinny, is that the living room or the den, or is that the sitting room, or is that the speakeasy, or is that the poker room?
So the way I picture it, right through the garage, you're gonna have like the kitchen, but on your left-hand side is like the bar, all right? So like a breakfast thing, and I think past that is like the front, facing windows. So like I got that kind of like picture window, and I'm imagining the front, the street is out that way, and the bullets are flying in that direction, towards the sitting room where I've got like the fireplace and the bar.
I like how much H you have in bar.
The bar.
The bar. That's legit. That's legit. I like it. All right. So, Jonas, what are you doing with that?
So there's gunfire. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jonas hits the deck. He is down on the ground. He's crawling on his hands and knees, still kind of texting Lemmy. But it goes, and he's got like this burner flip phone, like that. Maybe not the flip phone, but one of those Nokia bar like type phones. So he has to hit the oh shit, Lord, he's gonna hit the T like 3 times, so it's very annoying. So I am just sort of looking for safety. I think I am not the fighter here, so crawling on my hands and knees, army crawl.
All right.
What is that move? Do I have to do something?
Sounds like you're good. There's not any immediate danger, so I don't want to have you. Well, I don't.
Where's Vinny's room? That's where I'm going to head.
You better not.
Okay, that actually sounds a lot like you're trying to escape a situation or keep your cool. If you're trying to avoid being shot, that's keep your cool. If you're trying to get into a position, if you're trying to get into a position where you will not be able to be shot, i.e. Vinny's room, that sounds like escaping a situation. Why don't we have you roll that? That way you can get yourself in a hidey hole.
If you are upset by my 11, you are not going to be happy with my 13.
Woo! All right, so you rolled with blood and you got a 13?
No, I keep your cool is spirit for me.
Okay.
I think.
Yep, it is. I thought we were escaping a situation. You're just keeping it cool. You're staying down.
That as well, yeah. You want to escape?
It's up to you. I think either one is good. Keeping your cool will get you out of being shot.
I mean, it does not matter. I rolled double 6s, so how about that?
Shit.
Yeah.
Box card it. Okay.
Yeah.
How about we give you escaping a situation? You're going to put yourself into maybe Vinny's panic room. How about that?
Yeah, so of course I know where it is, unbeknownst to Vinny, but I know the layout of his house. So I immediately hit that sort of secret buttons that he has, and it is of course like a bad sconce type thing. And so I pull it down, and the panic room door opens, and I run into it.
All right. So rolling a boxcar on escape a situation, you only pick one of the downsides for this. You can either suffer harm during your escape, get nicked by a bullet, You can end up in another dangerous situation that doesn't seem apt here. You can leave something important behind. There's a lot of opportunities there. You can owe someone a debt for your escape, which is valid in this situation. Or you can give into your base nature and you can mark a corruption, which is an exciting and interesting thing because you said, I already know what his house layout is. I know where his... That seems like like an oracle corruption. Like something...
it could... I think I'm going to say my corruption moves because I have a lot of other fun things for them that I kind of want to play with before I die.
Love it.
So, what I will say is I owe Terrance for this one because I have gotten the blueprints from Terrance for his house.
Oh, goodness. All right,
Yeah.
Terrance, put that debt down. I'm curious how you...
your contractors.
Yes, he has. Yes, he knows a few contractors. He knew that this was here. So
I'm regretting this entire thing.
As you should. The whole game should be about regret. Urban Shadows, the regret is the tagline. All right, so that gets Jonas out of the situation. You are now safe. You are secure. You have nothing to worry about. You are chill. Vinny, someone just shot your painting, shot through your buddy, Terrance, and you watch Jonas worm crawl into your panic room as you finish your shot. What do you do, buddy?
Vinny's had it. Vinny's had it. Vinny's letting it out.
What do you do? What are you trying to do here?
Okay, I'm gonna try to frighten, intimidate, or impress my opposition.
Tell me what you're doing. As a Fey Prince of the Underworld, what is letting it out look like for Vinny? I am so excited. Tell me.
Alright, so... Alright, I get up, and, it's not the whiskey. It's the Sambuca, though. And I grab the Sambuca by the handle, and I grab it in the hand, and I smash in this Sambuca and glass go flying everywhere. And my hair's all disheveled. I'm a mess. The neoclassical portrait of my great-great-grandmother was just shot. It's my silk. You know how expensive the silk was? And I start coming out like a madman. You fuckers don't know what you just did. You got so much coming to you. And I start freaking out and and start dipping into Fey language too. They can't even understand half of it. I don't think.
All right. So
bada bing, bada boom, bada
yeah. So you are part of the Court of Stone. You are not a minor Scion. You are something important. What does the Court of Stone do when one of their knights or whatever you are? What do the stones themselves say? Are we talking about there's a minor quake? Is there a landslide? Does a fumarole open up and burst forth with volcanic gas? What is the Court of Stone about? I'm excited about this.
I'm thinking a little bit of like Earthbendance, a little bit. So.
All right.
So what slabs coming out and sandwiching people between them, that's what I want to see, the pavement come up, and I'm assuming they're shooting from the street. I want to lift it up and squash them like a trash compactor.
All right, let it out. Roll that.
Roll spirit. Hit. Choose one and mock corruption.
You get advanced. Let it out. FYI, because I'm here.
If you get a 12 or higher, this becomes part of who Vinny is forever.
Okay.
If you roll, I'm really excited for you to roll above 12, just as a FYI.
Okay.
I believe in you. I believe in greater than a 12.
So I got one to spare, and what does advanced do again? Oracle?
It means if it's 12 or greater.
Oh, that's the 12 or greater thing? All
so
right.
I think you clicked the button, there's a button.
Yes, I see it.
Yeah.
Advanced,
not the 12.
yes. Okay, so that didn't do advanced on it. Nope, that was an 8.
Are you sure it was an 8?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. So that means you can choose one and mark one. You want to frighten, intimidate, or impress your opposition.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, I wanna, yeah, intimidate.
All right. So mark one of your corruption.
I think that's gonna be. I don't know how to pronounce this, but the first one, the Gak Kamak.
Not your
Oh no, it's not corruption move.
advancement. Yeah.
Okay. So where's the?
Just
Oh, I see.
there's-
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There should be like it should be like 5 corruption before you mark an advancement. something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
see it. Yep, I got it.
So there's a good lenience there. But
Okay.
the cool thing is you can lean really hard into corruption and get those other powers. Some of them are really, really cool. Like they are really cool. But there's definitely a fine line to ride. Once you crest that, once you've taken all of your corruption advancements, you become the BBEG. You become what the next arc is about.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. I think it's a cool mechanic. But
Yeah, it's like
you
to our character arc where we have to hunt down Vinny.
fucking right.
Vinny's the earthbending fairy.
I'm worried about Terrance. Man's gonna be in my pocket all the time. No, so you intimidate, frighten, or impress your opposition. You mark corruption. Good to go. Everything is shaking. Stones are slamming between people. They're shook. What do you want them to do? Do they go to ground or do they flee?
Oh, I want them to run. I want them as far away from my place as possible.
All right. So stones tear out of the earth, the asphalt itself rips open, slams shut like the jaws of a hungry gator, and these people realize I've made a grievous mistake. I have made some super errors in my life, and this is a big one. And they start jetting. They leave. They're definitely fleeing for their life. As they do so, however, there is some desultory gunfire that comes back. Terrance, as bullets whip through the windows, what do you do?
So Terrance is going to take advantage of the distraction, and he's going to try and look at the attackers while they're like fleeing, and see if there's anything that he can use to identify them, to like put a face to a name.
Nice. Okay. What faction are these guys from?
Hired muscle against the Fae. I mean, it'd have to be the Wild, right? That'd be the natural choice if you're gonna contract out.
I'm not the one in charge of putting a face to a name. That's on you. I hope you're fulfilling a faction role.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So I'd be marking Wild for that.
If it's wild, it is. Yeah.
Okay. And roll the old 2d6 and see what we get.
Yeah. And roll with wild. Make sure you add that to it.
That is a 6 altogether.
Okay. So putting a face to a name. On a hit, you know their reputation. On a miss, which is a 6, unfortunately, it's 7 and up for a head. On a 6, you don't know them, or you owe them. This is up to you. You can, it's normally an MC move that I tell you what it is. I don't like that so much. I like putting it more in the player's hands. So you tell me, do you know them, and you owe them, or do you not know them at all?
Terrance doesn't recognize them, which is kind of strange in and of itself for somebody who's as well connected as him.
I like that. That's a really cool thing. I think that's a great way to play it. So you don't know these people. These are new actors on the scene. People that are contracted out that haven't gone through you. Does that offend you? Does that rile you a little bit that there's these new players on the scene that you're not part of?
It concerns Terrance, and it kind of reaffirms what he's been feeling about his moves towards retirement over the last while, that things are changing and he's having trouble keeping up.
Okay. So you mark that faction. Does that complete your faction, crew?
Got one more to go.
What do you got to go? What's left?
Just mortality.
Just mortality. All right.
Yeah.
So I imagine that Vinny has cameras in his safe room. Some
do.
for the outside. Can I also put a face to these names?
They're wild, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, yes, of course. So maybe I know who they are. And in particular, to see if my new thing works. Anyways.
What does that do?
So I what does it do? I might have to be holding for this move, yeah? When you put a face to a name with someone politically important, your call, roll with mind instead of faction.
Okay. Do you believe that thugs are politically important?
Well, I don't know. I mean, in this scenario, perhaps. No. Okay, I will go with wild.
Okay.
That is fine. There we go. Oh, that is a 10.
Look at you.
Yeah.
All right. On a 10 or greater, you've dealt with them before, you learned something interesting, or they owe you a debt. What would you choose?
I will say that I am familiar with the faces, although I have seen them in a vision. Not so much that I have seen them personally. And it has to do with the Kaiser or case or the cheese-related thing. I've seen their faces, I've seen they have something to do with this. So now that I get a good look at them, I can see they are Fey. I could not tell this previously.
All right. So you learn something interesting about these. These are visions. Their mouse-like faces are things you've dreamed about or had these paralytic, almost apocalyptic visions about. Their visages kind of resolve. And these individuals, you know more about them than they might be comfortable with. The ideas, the portents, and the auguries that flood your mind are hard to condense down into language, but you know their names, you know their cars, you know where they live, you know where they drink. You know all of the trivial details about them. It's like there's some sort of block on your divination powers where the things that really matter aren't coming through, but around that block floods all of these details. You know their credit card numbers, you know their phone numbers, you know their birthdays, you know exactly where, if they're going to go have drinks tonight after this fiasco. It's just those big, important details.
Yes, there's something clouding that vision. It is filling me with cheese and mice. It is silly in nature, but I knew there was something.
But everything else, like from here on forward, if you want to carry a 1 forward on pinning them down, tracking them down, you got that.
Yeah,
that's a hold for sure. Absolutely.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I understand.
So, Terrance, how you doing with bleeding out of your arm, dude?
Terrance is currently looking right at the bar, trying to find like a good rag to tie his arm off with.
All right. There's definitely a rag, sure. What are you going to do? You tie off your arm, and then what?
He's going to try and track down where Jonas got to and all the excitement.
Okay. Vinny, what are you doing in the meantime?
I am mourning the loss of my dear silk robe. My perfectly good bottle of Sambuca that I had to waste. The painting. And I'm getting down, I'm picking up the pieces, I'm looking to see if there's any way I can fix it.
No, buddy. No, it's ruined. I hate to say it. It's ruined.
So, I get up, I dust myself off, I look over to Terrance, who looks in pain, but like he's handling. I see the light above the sconce from my panic room, like whirling around from down the hallway, the motherfucker. Terrible night. I'm gonna use a dish best served now.
Oh shit, what's that do?
When you commit to exact revenge on behalf of somebody, including myself, I gain +1 to all rolls against the target for that vengeance. For every scene in which I do not pursue vengeance, I suffer 1 harm.
All right, so you're on a tear. You are on the absolute warpath. This changes the game, like the actual game we're playing, in a very cool way. I love that. Thank you. Giannis, you're in the panic room. Things seem to be chilling. Seems to be
Yeah,
calming down.
so I rush out. I see Terrance bleeding out. I will, of course, rush to his aid. Seeing Vinny in his sort of state of anger and fury.
Real quick, what does a Fae look like when they're swearing vengeance, Vinny?
Oh, you see, I just, under my breath, I swear on my brother's grave and his sister's ass. And as I'm saying all these things, you kind of see like this purple, sparkling glow sort of emit from the mouth and tongue, almost like there's a black light inside of his mouth.
All right, Giannis, that's what you see.
This fake curse. I've seen this before.
Oh, shit.
And I sort of look over at Vinny. Vinny, I got them. Okay? We got them. I got them.
You got him?
I got them.
Is that
all right?
That seems pretty heavy. I'm not gonna be intrusive here, but like swearing to help someone's like fucking vengeance curse.
Yeah.
That sounds intimate. Is there an intimacy move that you guys want to throw?
What do we got here?
So, physical or emotional, sure.
This seems pretty big.
Yeah, let's do it.
Feel free to do whatever intimacy move you feel is right.
So for me,
Giannis,
my eyes sort of roll back in my head, as they do, and I see Vinny clearly now. He's at the docks. It is sunset. There's something in his hand, and I can't quite make it out, but it is. But he's looking down at it. He looks backwards at something, and he sort of hesitates, and then throws it into the ocean. Ocean. And that is it. That is all I see.
All right. So what does an intimacy move with the Oracle mean?
All it says is you can ask up to 3 questions about the vision and mark corruption for each. Each question, I guess, is that I would ask, which is not great. So I think I will ask no questions. Unless you are supposed to tell me the vision. I am not certain.
Okay. You don't have to ask, you just have a vision. That's a vision of Vinny throwing something into the ocean, casting it away. Right?
It's a specific and clear vision about that person's future.
I like it. We're gonna make that real.
I was
Love
hoping
that.
you would.
I love that.
We'll get there. Good news, you're alive.
Yeah, I'm alive. You're alive, Terrance, buddy. You okay?
Terrance smiles at the both of them like Mr. Rogers as he like tends to his forearm.
Well, one quick question here. Vinny, this is an intimate moment for you.
Oh,
as
shit.
well.
Okay. All right.
Oh, shit. Yeah. It works both ways. What's the Fae intimacy?
I am also helping Terrance with his wounds, so I am not doing well all around here.
Fair.
When you share a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, with another person, demand a promise from them.
Whoa, shit.
If they refuse you or break the promise, they owe you 2 debts.
What are you asking? Because he just promised, I will help you with this shit. Is that what you call him on?
Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, look, I know nothing. I at this point I tell you, I know nothing about no cheese. All right. But if this guy's after you, he's now committed a grievous sin against me. You help me, I help you. Bond of a Fae.
Yeah, of course. This is a deal. So Here's the thing. The more and there's something here that is blocking my ability to see. It is clouding me with visions of cheese and bullshit and mice. I saw them in a vision, and we have spoken about my visions. They are sometimes a bit strange. Yeah, but I never see mouse people chasing cheese. That is what I saw, and now I saw their faces clearly. I know who they are. I know where they live. I could tell you the day that they were born, to the minute. However, in this vision, I saw mice. So, something here is, pardon the term, a little wild. Terrance, bud, are you okay? Are you doing all right? I know you're getting older, but come on, man. You don't die yet.
Age,
You are
wisdom,
meant for something more. You
experience.
will live.
Yes, Jonas, your concern is appreciated. He continues to dab at the hole at his forearm with a bar rag.
But you're also getting help from Jonas. He's cleaning you up. He's I guess splashing high-proof alcohol across your limbs. Maybe pouring you a shot. I don't know. The Germans have a weird idea of first aid and triage.
Everything I know about triage, I have learned off of internet how to fix a bullet wound in 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
You've read the Anarchist Cookbook. We all have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the author.
So Terrance, there's a lot of really actual magical tension that even your mortal self can pick up. The Fae just swore absolute fucking cold iron vengeance on the people that invaded their home and attacked the people under their hospitality. That is super breaking the rules, by the way, of old school hospitality. And the oracles just put in on that. They just actually said, yeah, I'm with you on that. And you can feel the storm clouds of this sort of power coming together. The old magics of the Fae and the new magics of the future prognosticator that is Jonas. You're caught in the middle as the veteran. What is this like for you? Give us a little bit of your insight. Tell me your feelings.
This is still kind of unfamiliar to Terrance. It's something he's come to have to deal with over the last couple of decades of work, and still something he's very uncomfortable around. But he does his best to put on a brave face and not let it show that it's affecting him. He just kind of holds that Mr. Rogers smile as he looks between the two of them.
Okay. Give me a little bit more. Tell me where you're going from here. Where are you taking the scene?
Well, it sounds to me like we have information and motivation. What we need is a plan.
What do you plan?
So Veteran has a move called Best Laid Plans. I was hoping to kick into action here.
Tell me how that works.
When you work out a plan with someone, roll with mind. On a 10+, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 2. You can spend your hold 1 for 1 regardless of distance while the plan is being carried out. You can add +1 to a roll, dismiss harm, or ensure that people have the gear they need.
All right. I would like to take a brief reprieve here. I'm going to give the players, we'll call it 10 minutes. I'm going to step out and step away from here. I want you to come together and come up with a plan. I want to be surprised by it. Whether we do this on stream and you keep rolling it, or if we take an actual 10-minute break.
No, I think so. Let's take a 15, so that we can, of course, refill our drinks, and you can, and we'll come up with a plan. We'll take a quick 15, folks. In the chat, please make sure you redeem those points as you get them.
Those
click
points
the
are
button to
important.
earn your 2,000 points. Get those dice. I know you can definitely do it in a full stream. I think I've done it before. Right, Ryan? That seems that was reasonable.
With the 1 or 2, I believe. Yeah, we wanted to make sure it was pretty accessible still.
Yeah.
Right. If not, just like I said, mute us in the background. I don't care. Whatever. Do what you got to do. I don't blame you. I won't tell anyone.
I'm going to take an actual 15. I'm going to step away. I'm not going to creep on whatever you guys are planning. I'm going to come back, and I want you to surprise me. So I will check you in a bit.
All right.
Okay.
So, yep. Awesome. So the plan. Who wants to start?
Not me.
But
I wasn't
I
here
mean-
for any of it.
Yeah, perhaps it should be me. So I turn to Vinny now that we have a moment, and I say, okay, so Z2, one is I'm not know if you're familiar with these names, but Romano Moroni and Michael Provolone. They like to hang out at a place called the Felt Pimento.
Okay. Oh, that's deep in.
Yeah. As far as I know, they are headed there now.
Okay, that sounds a lot like you're trying to figure out something about a place of power. Is that right?
Well, sure, I guess. For me or him?
You're naming this place the Felt Pimento.
Pimento, yes. Are you not
Sure.
familiar with Pimento?
I am, and I am
Okay.
much ashamed that this is a thing that's in my game now.
Oh,
So
did you not hear Romano Moroni or Michael Provolone?
I'm not about that life. I just let that go. I just let the Pimento is where I draw the line. So when you investigate a place of power, you tell me that you're rolling with a faction that owns that place, and on a hit, you see below the surface the reality underneath. Considering you are Jonas, the podcaster who uncovers truth, if you tell me that there is something called the Felt Pimento, it sounds to me like a place of power, a gathering place of certain individuals. What faction are they with? This sounds like you're digging into something here. Tell me a little bit
Well,
about
we
it.
know they are wild.
Okay, cool.
At least these two were, and so I am going to stick with that.
All right, so roll with wild.
You know, I will. Okay, but not
Is
because you told me so.
Does that mark anything for you?
Yes, it marks wild, I guess, if I succeed.
Nope.
And I certainly did not.
It marks wild whether or not you succeed.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a 5.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you know nothing about the Felt Pimento other than these guys frequent there. You know it is a place of power. You know it's a gathering for wild. You don't know why or how or what.
I'm not even certain which house, which court these guys are, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
but I do have a friend who might. He does sound. A wizard friend of mine.
Another wizard or a different wizard or the same
Oh no,
wizard?
it's the same wizard. I've been talking about going to see him for a minute now.
Lemmy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Before you jump on that, though, I want to hear from these other people. What do they know about the Felt Pimento, Johnny Provolone, and what was it? Marco?
Morano.
Romano Moroni and Michael Provolone.
Yeah.
And I've said these things on stream now, and my soul is now forever forfeit. Thank you, Neg2 crew.
You're welcome, because they are very clever.
I don't feel bad. You knew what you're getting into.
That's absolutely fair. I did watch the streams beforehand. I'm not coming into this as a novice or a virgin by any means.
These famous movie mobsters. Good luck. Actually, it wasn't that hard.
I mean, if it wasn't that hard, there's pills for that. All right, what about Vinny? What do we got?
I'm gonna see if I know about this place of power. I think I do.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm a streets guy, so at least and it's wild. It's my side of things, so I might know a little bit about this.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Let's see how you do.
Where is I got so many tabs open.
Facts.
So that's investigate place of power.
Yep. It's action move.
7.
Make sure you mark it.
I'm already marked on wild.
That sucks for you.
But that was a 7, yeah.
That's still not enough, man. You know about it, but you're not familiar enough that you can ask something deeper. We're gonna just interject here. I know you've got most everything marked, Vinny and Terrance. Vinny, what are you missing?
I'm missing power, which
You should work on that.
I'm gonna probably on the way over
Nice for
to
name.
Prob.
Lemmy. I said Lemmy.
Oh, yeah. I should see if I know Lemmy.
No, you don't see if you know Lemmy. You tell me you know Lemmy, and then you hit the streets.
All right. I know
you
Lemmy.
know Lemmy. Okay. What are you trying to hit up Lemmy for? What are you trying to get out of Lemmy?
Well, first off, I'm not trying to leave these guys alone right now for too long. We just got attacked. It's probably, we've been separated. But, we need to drop something off there. And then, we're hoping, because he's a sound guy, he might know something about the layout of this place. Maybe he's done there, he's done the mixing board there for a little stage they might have on the inside or something like that. So we're trying to see if he's done any sort of work there.
And by this place, what place do you mean?
Oh, the Felt Pimento, of course.
Okay, cool. So it seems like it's a venue, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you tell me about Lemmy. You say you want to hit him up. You dial him. You send him a text. Do you knock on his door? What's up?
Well, I think
let's go see him.
I think Jonas needed to go there in person anyway, so I'll just tag along if that's the case.
Okay.
And I'll actually drive. We'll take out the Pontiac. It's a classic.
Right. So you're hitting the streets to find some information about the Felt Pimento from a sound guy wizard that you may know. Go ahead and roll that. That's roll with power. Whether or not you succeed, you still mark that faction.
That's a 9.
9. All right. On a hit, they're available, and they have the info, but you choose one. Either they are juggling their own problems, trying to solve their own shit, or what you need, that information, is way more costly than you anticipated. What do you pick?
I feel like Lemmy would be putting his neck out on the line, describing the interior of a place that he worked previously, especially he probably knows the reputation. I think this is expensive information.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. JD has prior played Lemmy, so we're going to go ahead and let Jay go ahead and step in as Lemmy and play out this next scene. But I want you to mark.
What you're telling me is you don't want to do your Irish accent on screen.
No, well, yes,
Is that the problem?
but also, you're Lemmy, and Lemmy is your character. I'm not going to speak for you. So let's hear from Lemmy here in a moment. But I want to know what Vinny advances, because I think that's your advance, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Don't sue me.
Yeah, we all know it.
15 seconds, Saul. Come on.
No.
No. So that's
I'm
under
calling you Saul now because of the stream, because that's where we are.
You do whatever. I mean, call me whatever you will. You can call me an asshole. It's not inaccurate.
You know what? I think.
Do you actually have the list of advancements?
Yeah,
first?
I think so. The improvements on the left-hand side over here, I can do +1 to blood, +1 to heart. Yeah.
Yep. You can also take moves and things like that. Moves are always the cool way to go. I love them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a new Fey move.
Ooh, what do you got?
I was looking at this. It is where's the correct tab?
Max.
Scales of Justice.
Oh, that's a nice one.
So
That's
you
a
may
nice one.
cash in a debt with someone to use a power from fairy magic on them at no cost.
There's a caveat there that's really important. Go ahead and read that one.
Including powers not normally available to you.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that really makes that great. So now, if you owe Vinny a debt, all of Fey magic is available for Vinny to utilize against you. So while these two are screwing off to go talk to Lemmy, what's Terrance doing? Are you bringing him along? Terrance, you going with these guys? Or you got something else more important than you're planning?
I think Terrance has something more important to take care of.
Than the
Yes,
bullet hole in your fucking forearm.
Yes. Terrance is going to take this opportunity to withdraw to his hideout and patch himself up.
Okay. So, are you doing anything particular? Any moves that you want to trigger? Anything that you're trying to do as a player that I should know about as the MC?
Well, we did come up with a plan during the
Oh
break.
shit!
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to tell me about that? I'm the guy running this.
I'm just wondering when would be a good time to roll for the best laid plan move.
Yeah, that's right now. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Let's see what we got. That is a 9.
Tell me what
On
that
a
does.
7, so on a 7 to 9, hold 2. You can spend your hold 1 for 1 regardless of distance while the plan is being carried out to add +1 to someone's roll, dismiss all harm, or ensure your people have the exact gear they need on hand.
Damn, those last two are really fucking good.
Pretty
All right.
handy.
Yeah, really good stuff. The veteran is a
This
clutch
is all a
player.
part of our plan. This is all a part of our plan.
We have ways of making this work. All right. So you're retreating. I'm sorry.
Sorry. That was with mind I rolled, so that was a +1 to that. That was actually a 10. I get to hold 3. Sorry to interrupt.
No, perfect. Please interrupt me when you roll well. I want you to tell me to shut the hell up so you can get more dice. That's great. Love it. All right. So you've got a hold 3, so you can interfere with the plan going forward, interject those things. You said you can just completely cancel harm? Is that right?
Dismiss all harm someone suffers during a single attack.
Wow.
That's broken.
I don't want to say
Pretty
it's
beefy.
broken, but that's definitely way up there. Damn. Oh, yeah, it's fucking right there. Jesus. Okay. I love it. I love that. I love that. All right. So you're going back to patch up the wound, right? Anything else you're doing?
I'm going to get a hold of Pete.
Who's
I'm going to
Pete?
get a hold of Pistol Pete.
Oh, that
Yeah.
Pete. Pistol Pete, who wants you dead, but wants jobs more than that. That Pistol Pete?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, what are you trying to do here? When you call him up and he doesn't answer, he goes to voicemail.
So Pete, it's it's your accountant. There are some discrepancies in your tax return that I think that I have resolved, and it would be well worth your while to contact me back. Essentially, I got work for him.
So that seems like you're trying to kind of get something over on him. You're trying to either mislead him or persuade him. What are you trying to get out of this conversation here?
Well, there is a job for him, and it is definitely has a potential to be lucrative. Would it be misleading if the job was say dangerous potentially? I mean, it's kind of to be expected, come with the territory.
This sounds more like you're persuading him to do something for you. Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, it's
for money.
For money, like a job,
Yeah.
a contract.
Okay, walk me through this. He calls you back. He says, "What? What do you want?"
Ah, yes, Pete. There's a matter that has come to my attention involving a certain member of the Fey Court who could use someone with your talents later this evening.
Terrance, you've been fucking with me for a while. I didn't shoot you last night. What do you want?
Ah, such discerning trigger finger, Pete. I was hoping that you might employ that to my behest.
All right, tell me a little bit more. Who am I shooting?
Tell me, do you know of a man named Provolone? Another named
Provolone.
Ramon
Romano.
Romano. Yes.
Romano
Romano.
Maroney and Michael Provolone.
Michael Provolone. It's Michael Provolone. And I hate that I know that. This is never going to ever leave my mind, and you are all responsible for this.
Listen, Roman Maroney is from Johnny Dangerously.
You're all fired, and I
If
hate
you
you
haven't
all.
seen that movie, I'm
I
sorry.
have. I have.
Go look it up.
I have. I have. We can sit down and watch Hudson Hawk after this, if you guys wanna. Yeah, I see the smiles. I see Y'all
I've seen
know.
it. I've
Y'all
seen it.
know.
I know
All
what you're
right.
talking about.
All right. So, tell me, the GM, the MC here, are you trying to screw over Pistol Pete and lead him into doing something that's just dumb for him to do? Or are you trying to, like, persuade him to do something that's going to be advantageous for all parties involved?
Well, it's how you say, Pete's getting used. Pete's getting used. If he ends up dead out of this, that is just fantastic by Terrance's accountant. Yeah.
All right, so that sounds a lot more like mislead, distract, or tricked rather than persuade.
Well, that's just because Terrance knows because of me that he's gonna die. You know, it's not like, you know, we are trying to hire Pistol Pete for a job.
I still feel like that's more of a mislead, distract, or trick.
You just, you know, your weird attachment to Pistol Pete. You gotta
My weird attachment.
He's a
I'm trying to give this asshole over here a chance to roll with
I'm
mine,
trying to give, I'm
which
giving
kicks
Pistol
ass with the
Pete the
veteran.
redemption arc he deserves.
I don't care about Pete's redemption arc. I care about the veteran's redemption arc. Let's see some good numbers here. Throw with mine. Let's see that shit.
Let's see what we got here. So that's 3 + 1 from the mind bonus.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's going so well.
It was going so well.
I love it when a plan comes together, you know?
Isn't there something someone can do about this plan coming together?
I don't so that I can. Do I have a move for this?
I actually may. Hold on.
Isn't someone or someone's holding something?
I do have. I could put a bonus on that. It would be enough to.
Do jack
No,
shit.
actually, it would. It'd be 6 for a hit. Yeah, or 7. 7 for a hit.
7.
All right. Yeah, we need Pete. I'm putting all 3 of those points onto this roll. I'm making it a 7.
Wait up. I think other people have shit. Let's see what's going on.
What do you have? Favourite?
Jonas.
Oh, I do. What do I have? I'm holding one. Is that what I
Yeah.
mean? I can give it to him?
I don't know. What's your hold on the Oracle?
Oh, I had. Oh, well. I am. What is my hold on the Oracle? You know, this is a great question. I do not know the answer to.
Well, let's look it up.
I'm doing it. So hold on the Oracle. What does that mean?
It's foretellings.
Oh, yeah. So during the session, you can spend your hold to declare something terrible is about to happen. Your allies take +1 ongoing to avoid the impending disaster. Well, that would have been handy, like, you know, an hour ago.
I mean, it still counts right now. It still counts right now.
Yeah, okay.
With your +1 and with...
So, Terrance, before you left, I turned to you and said, listen, Pete is going to know these guys. My guess is that I think they probably originally contracted him, and he is aware of how dangerous they are. I think maybe, now that I'm seeing this more clearly, they are the ones that hired him to kill you, for whatever reason. So he is not going to go willingly. You're going to have to get very creative financially.
All right.
Which I know is your strong suit.
So I think Vinny also had something to do with questioning if it would work. I want to hear about that before we jump back to Terrance.
No, I thought I had something, but I don't. I just have a big kit here, so I don't know what I do and I don't have.
Well, tell me what you thought worked, because maybe there's something to explore there. Maybe there's something to talk about.
Yeah, I don't think I really had anything. Again, it was just more ignorance out of my, like, out of what I actually had or not.
Oh, that's cool.
This
So-
is basically a whole plan, by the way, that you are now. And now already 2 minutes.
The plan is ignorance and winging it.
Well, no, it was to first see if, the wizard knew what we were doing. Oh, we lost Soul.
Hang on. I got a technical problem.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. That's a technical foul.
It wouldn't. You're officially part of -2 now. Congratulations.
Yes, because your stuff sucks like ours.
Is that what this is?
Well,
Yeah.
my entire power went out in my whole house just 5 minutes before the stream.
Oh
There you
shit!
go.
All right, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a laptop dock that I just fell out of the wall actually. So
Great.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It works. Everything's not on fire. It's cool. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, anyways. So the plan was that we were going to get the layout. We were going to try to go in the back. Once we knew the layout, we were trying to find a small entrance, and we were going to have Pete was going to be sort of a distraction.
Okay, cool. I like that plan. That's a cool plan.
It was the best we came up with in 10 minutes. I spent most of the time on Michael Provolone.
You're fired.
Yeah.
No, +1 from the Oracle, +1 from Terrance's hold. That bumps you up into actually like effective range, doesn't it?
For
Yes, it does.
mislead,
Yeah, it does 7, right?
I had a 4, so +1 between the three of us would take me up to a 7. Yeah.
Hey, all right.
So on a 7 to 9, pick 2.
Tell me what's up.
Well, I'd like to confuse Pete. I don't want him to think too much about what's going on here. He's not really putting the pieces together. He's just acting. And I'd like to avoid further entanglement with Pete. I'd like to end that there.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So he's willing to, for a price, go ahead and shoot some people for you. Is Pistol Pete's kind of motive. You mislead and distract him into not really asking about why or who or what. And you also divorce yourself from the entire entanglement. This is a one and done for him. So who are you having Pete shoot is the question.
Well, he's gonna be going after. You're gonna make me say the names, aren't you?
I damn you made me read them. You made me listen to them. You must speak them aloud.
Whatever.
You are forever cursed with this now.
Whatever.
You will chant this one.
In his defense, it was me. That was 100% me.
Okay, you will chant them while you sleep.
Because I'm the 40-year-old.
Ah. I'm chasing you down, man. I'm at 38, so we're cool. We're cool.
I'm 39, but any day after your birthday, you're just go ahead.
It's done.
Okay.
You're done.
Yeah.
So when these when Provolone and Romano go for a good after job drink at the Felt Pimento, Pete is going to attack them with all the discretion of a parakeet throwing itself in a mirror.
I love it. Vicious
And that's
parakeet.
pretty much his role in all of this.
All right. So what does that do for you? You as the collective you.
It's going to create a distraction and a
Yeah.
ruckus, and hopefully get any civilians out of the way as they run for cover, and give us a opportunity to get closer and deal with them. To
Deal with who?
the you're gonna make me say it again, aren't you?
Yeah,
Provolone and Romano.
No, full shit. Give me the full shit.
Yeah, so we can either interrogate them, get close enough that Jonas can use some of his spooky oracle magic, or put them down and run their pockets to see what else we can learn.
Yeah,
Really,
I mean, it's Michael Provolone.
And Romano.
Romano
Moroni. Yeah. This is a cursed game. I blame Jay for bringing me in on the Neg2 crew. Now I have to deal with this shit on a weekly basis. Cool. I love it. Thank you. I love it. All right.
You said at the beginning this could go as long as it needs to.
It does. I mean, the neat thing about Urban Shadows is when you tie up one loose end, like all the other loose ends It's just every time you close something out, it gives the players an opportunity to inject more rumors. We never have to stop playing this. There's always going to be more NPCs, and I have to do a minimum amount of prep. So this is a great game. Like if you ever want to run a game, really, Urban Shadows is a great one for it, because the players are going to just they're going to invent like weird sandwich shops and strange like
Cheese-based mobsters, yeah, of course.
yeah cheese-based mobsters and strange like smoking jacket based lounges that make me uncomfortable to think about. They have pimento cheese involved with like velvet. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
But I'm
Velvet would have been good. The velvet pimento.
no, felt is fine. Felted velvet happens. It's a thing. And I'm super uncomfortable with it. But okay, let's go. All right. So let me fast forward a little bit. I want to know what the overarching goal for our intrepid or insipid crew is. What are you trying to do with distracting this and grabbing these two hitmen? What do you want out of
We
it?
gotta know what they're after. Why are they? Who hired them? Why are they trying to kill us?
Okay.
Particularly me.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to contribute onto that particular like selfish monologue that Jonas has?
I need a paycheck for a large amount of money to fix my front damn window, all the siding on my house, the painting. They owe me. That silk was Versace. That didn't come cheap.
All right. So you're definitely pursuing vengeance right now. You definitely don't take that one harm. You carry one forward though, right?
Yeah, I carry one forward, I believe.
Hell yeah.
Gave 1 plus 1. No, I just don't take the harm, but I gain +1 to all rolls against the target for that vengeance.
Yeah, that's another way to say +1 forward.
Oh, okay, okay.
Holds are spent, forwards are carried.
Gotcha.
They roll.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
but you all get +1 ongoing because of me.
So that's +2 then. All right.
If you spend it, right?
Right.
Is it a one-time thing for me?
I think it's on a hold, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So you spend your hold to get that bonus.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And Terrance, what's in it for you other than like recompense for being shot in the arm?
Well, obviously there's some new power rising that's going to make it difficult for Terrance to retire and slip into the shadows. It's got to be dealt with before he can close this chapter of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Can't live the rest of his life looking over his shoulder, or else what's the point in retiring?
Right. All right.
So who would have the gall to attack you in the street? You know, your Terrance, the terrible.
Upstarts, footpads, thugs.
Tommy knockers, ne'er-do-wells, rapscallions, ragamuffins.
Rapscallions. That's the word I was searching for
A
right
couple
there.
tough guys. They think a couple tough guys. They're not tough guys. I know tough guys. They're not tough guys.
So so where are we back? Do I have to play 2 people now? Is that
We
where we're
are actually you playing one person. Just we're gonna backtrack to that call between Lemmy and is Vinny, right?
Well, we went to see him in person.
Yeah. We knocked on the door.
Well, Terrance essentially went to call Pistol Pete and heal his wounds in his sanctum,
Right.
and perhaps build us some cold steel items.
Hey now.
Yeah. So, and we went to go talk to the wizard, the
All right.
wonderful wizard.
No, you're not the man behind the curtain.
No, I'm not the wizard.
But however, I will have you backseat Hans and Franz. I'm sorry, Jonas, and you'll be stepping in for Lemmy in this scene as
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
as the Fae ended up getting a pretty good role with that. I want to see that interaction play out. Vinny the Fae is now talking with Lemmy the Wizard, who's a representative of power. Knock, knock, knock.
Who the fuck is it now?
Hey, how you doing, Vinny? We've talked before.
Oh, Vinny. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
You got Jonas out there with you.
yeah, he's making sure that not a scratch gets on that Pontiac, and God help the person that maims it and never leaves the
You think
garage.
the guy
This was
would
an
know ahead of
emergency.
time if something bad was going to happen to it, right?
You know, you would think. You would
I'm sorry,
think.
I don't want to talk between this door. Hold on. And I open Lemmy opens the door. Do you hear several locks go off before you walk into what is essentially every recording studio you've ever been in, but with the crazy felt, black light posters everywhere, and all these magical trinkets. And there was like a cauldron boiling in the corner. Oddly,
Is it pimento felt?
it is not. No, not this time. Right, all right.
Nice
Sort of
place.
looks around you for a second. All right, come in.
All right, so I have changed back into a suit this time, brand new press. This is actually like a light purple, and I've got like a matching tone light baby blue pocket square.
Lemmy
Like
is
the type.
almost the opposite of you. He has like the cut off tank top with like the wide arms. He's pretty thin and lean, but he's like a shaved head, mohawk, bunch of tattoos. It's like a Motorhead shirt, like cut off sleeveless tank. He's like in like ripped jeans. He is just like a wallet chain. Yeah. All right. Well, what the fuck do you want?
Don't worry, I'll be out of your hair quickly. I just have a couple questions.
All right. Well, listen. Any friend of Jonas is a friend of mine.
Yeah, first off, you know that guy? Is he okay? Is he okay?
Jonas, yeah, he's hot shit. Good
can't
to have
tell-
around for sure.
I can tell sometimes.
Well, no, listen, he's a little paranoid, but I mean, you kind of need to be in the city,
I understand. And
I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't like 2 weeks ago the fucking cops dragged me out of my own house, and then I got shot at by werewolves. And that's the kind of shit we're talking about.
a lot of house invasions lately. This is a problem. This is
I
a
don't
problem.
understand. It's almost like somebody's got a stick.
Yeah.
Whatever dark god only's got one. He's got one move,
So yeah, sorry about it, and I know the time of night it is, but my house just got shot up. I had my beautiful neoclassical painting of my great-great-grandmother completely decimated.
How old?
Oh, like turn of the century at least.
Which century?
Like this century, like
This one.
well, the night, like the 18th, like from the 18th to the 19th.
Bring it by sometime. I'll take a look at it.
Well, you can restore paintings.
No. Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I may know a guy.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I'll take you up on that. But so I'll get out of your hair. But we heard that you've done sound at the Felt Pimento. And
Oh, fuck off.
yeah, I
I'm not talking
know.
about the Pimento.
I know. I'm sorry, but like, we don't know who else to talk to. We don't have much knowledge of the place, and you're the only man that we know that's
It's
been
bad
in there.
news over there. You don't. I'm not. No, I'm out.
No,
Listen, tell
listen.
Jonas I'm sorry. I'm out.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Where is it?
You had a thing here, right? Yeah, like, wasn't that the role? Correct me if I'm wrong. He had to not want to be involved in this, right? Okay.
I think that was actually Pistol Pete that was rolled for.
No, I think Ryan rolled for this one first, I think, didn't you? You had to you said it was he either wasn't available or
It's more costly than anticipated.
It's more costly than anticipated. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the one.
All right. Okay. All right. I know this is not a good look. I know you don't want to be involved, but You're talking to a Fae here, pal. What can I do for you? What sweetens the pot here for you? What do you need?
Listen, I got a pretty good gig over there once in a while, and they pay in cash, and it's pretty lucrative. You know what I don't have is any Fae contracts. No Fae clubs that, need some sound work done.
So, what's a Fae club that Lemmy knows about?
Let's see, a Fae
I'm
club.
going to put you on the line, yeah.
Club Bell.
Club Bell. Okay.
The Bell Club.
The Bell Club. So, Vinny, tell me about the Bell Club.
Yeah, the Bell Club. That place is
We
price.
didn't know too much about the Bell Club.
Place is
Oh.
price. Place is pricey. Oh no, here's the thing. It's one of the few places that you get a smaller, more intimate show these days. They have. Oh yeah, but I mean it's intentional. No, this is like, Kurt Cobain will come through and play an acoustic set. So you get these really small, intimate things. So it is pricey, and it is a choice gig. They do not let many sound people in there. And I'm looking at the, no offense, the attire of my friend here. They might be a little judgmental when he goes to put in his application. I know him; he's a good guy, but
Hey, listen, man. I know what sound is. Okay, I don't particularly care about what color your suit or pocket fucking square is. All right, pal.
I know. Listen, I get it, and I'll tell you what. I take out my phone. Let's see. I gotta call Pops.
Oh, okay. So who's your Pops?
Pops is we're gonna go with shit, I'm trying to think of all the gangster names now and they're just eluding me. All I can think of is Provolone.
How about Don Giacconi?
Sure, Don Giacconi. Don Giacconi Marino. And I don't personally know anybody over there, but my father tries to help out when he can. So let me give him a call.
All right. So the phone rings. The consigliere picks up. Because you never do anything direct, right? You always have someone that's an intermediary.
Yeah. This guy I know very well. We've talked a lot. About the same age as me. This is Tony.
Tony says, "How you doing? I haven't heard from you in a minute. What can I do for you?"
I know. It's been busy. Hey, some bastards just shot up my house, Tony.
They did what? Who did this?
Shot
Who
up
did
my
this to us?
house.
No, they did not shoot up your house.
Yeah, they
They
did.
shot up they shot
Remember
up
the
our
portrait?
house.
Remember the
Our
portrait?
Of your mother?
My great grandmother. My mother's one is in my bedroom. That's as safe as anything.
Okay.
The great grandmother, the neoclassical that I had by the bar.
Wait a minute.
By the bar.
Your mother's portrait is in the same bedroom. You have a mirror over your bed.
I love my dear sweet mother.
We won't talk about that. We will let that go for the sake of Twitch.
This is why Vinny hasn't found that special Fae woman.
I mean, maybe that special Fae woman's already found you and you just don't know it. That's how it works, right? All right, so Tony
every
says,
night, pal.
I mean, facts. All right, so Tony says, your great grandmother, that portrait?
Yeah, the one that was, the late 1800s. Yeah, I know. Terrible tragedy. There's a big hole in it, but I got this guy here that says he might be able to help me out with that, which is real nice of him. But
does that guy still have his kneecaps?
I'm working on that currently, and actually that's. Well, we need some information. Maybe he doesn't need his kneecaps. He doesn't need his kneecaps, does he?
I mean, I know this guy that mostly works in teeth, but I think I can get a kneecap fairy.
I'll have to keep that in mind. I do have a plan running, though. If that for some reason falls through, I might have to call you kneecap guy.
No, it's the fucking teeth guy. I heard it through the phone. Don't call the fucking teeth guy. He's a creep.
He doesn't want you to call the teeth guy.
It's necklaces.
But yeah, the chains. He just, oh god, yeah. But yeah, so here's the thing. I need this guy's help. He's got some information. Gotta go into the felt pimento.
The felt pimento.
Yeah, we gotta go in there. And this guy, I don't know what the inside looks like. Do you know what the inside looks like, Tony?
The felt pimento?
Yeah. You don't know the inside of felt pimento, do you? It's a different house.
No. See, I can't talk about that. Once you've been in, you will understand, but I can't talk about that.
Okay.
If you've been there, you'd know. If you haven't been there, I can't say. So
Okay.
what can I do for you?
I needed to talk to, Pops.
Pops is busy. Pops is always busy.
I know he's always busy, but I just need a minute of his time.
Tell you what. Let's not waste his time. What can I do for you today? Right now. You're part of the family. I'm part of the family. Let's not involve Pops. Let's not involve the dog. What can I do?
I need to get Lemmy a job at the Bell.
Who is Lemmy?
Lemmy's the guy that's gonna tell me about the interior of this place and help me out. Oh,
What the fuck
so
does
we
he
could.
mean? Who is Lemmy? I'm fucking legendary in this town. All right, I'm a fucking legend. All right, Lemmy the Wizard.
He's a pretty good sound guy.
Red Toad.
He's a pretty good sound guy.
Well, look, I don't know much about records or sound, but I'm in his place right now. There's wires and patch cables and boards and lights and tubes everywhere. It looks like he knows what he's doing.
All right. So I'll pull some strings because you're family. I'll get this Lemmy on the stage at the Velvet Pimento. You're gonna owe me. You're gonna owe me personally.
Oh, I know it. I owe you so much. You just let me know.
Not because I'm getting Lemmy on the stage, but because I'm not bothering the father.
And and that's probably a smart move.
Yeah, I'm taking this one. This is gonna be on me. So if this fires back on me, you're gonna owe me bad. But either way, you know what. So okay, go ahead and mark down that you owe the consigliere, Tony, a debt. Just one.
Okay.
And that gets Lemmy on the on the docket for the Velvet Pimento. God, I hate you guys.
For the bell.
For the bell.
Yeah,
My apologies. Yeah, way upstage.
Yeah, that was quite the reach. Tinkerbell Club Hell. That's what I did.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's where I went.
You're still fired.
I hang up the call and I look over to Lemmy with a quite serious look and go, "You better not fuck this up."
Oh, I most certainly will. But don't you worry about it. They're gonna love it.
All right.
My next on the line, buddy.
So you're cashing in this debt to get Lemmy's help with this particular thing. And now, in exchange, you owe up the chain to the consigliere of the Stone Court. Was that what you said?
Stone Court.
You owe the consigliere of the Stone Court one debt. The man's name is Tony. So this is getting complicated. This is getting really stressful. But while all this is going on, what the hell is Terrance doing?
Is it Tony Mozzarella?
No.
So sorry, just going back to the Pistol Pete phone call
let's go
there.
there.
Dealing with that, that would be dealing with mortality, right? Because Pete's mortal.
Yeah, you are exactly right.
All right, and old Terrance just got his last mark.
Boom! Let's
Boom.
go. What's your advance?
I'm probably gonna choose something very boring, like a simple +1 to mind, because the dice seem to hate me, and I need every chance I can get.
Okay, what's that put your mind at?
That brings it up to 2.
Dang. Okay. 2s are big. You don't really see much above honestly, two's pretty big. Three is way up there, and 4 is. There's only a couple ways you can get to a 4. Honestly, it really is game breaking to have a 4 in it. So 2 is really big, really big. Nicely done, nicely done. So what are you gonna do with that big brain you got there?
First, Terrance is going to find himself at his hideout. Very, very simple, tucked away in the warehouse district, bad part of the town. You know, very cheap rent, very affordable.
Okay.
He's going to patch himself up right off the bat because he can't really do much else without his other arm. So he's going
Can
to
I
use the medical station at his warehouse to try and fix himself up.
okay? Can I offer maybe a suggestion instead?
Yeah, absolutely.
Patching yourself up with one arm is going to be really difficult. Is there anyone that you'd like to maybe hit the streets and find some help with?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, there was that shady werewolf vet.
Okay, what's their name?
Um, I need to keep a list of names handy here or something. His name's
Make up
Clarence.
Clarence.
Clarence and Terrance. Nice.
Clarence the werewolf.
Clarence the werewolf. Terrance the veteran. I like it. I need to find. My God, I closed it out. I am doomed. I am forever doomed. Give me just a moment.
How
here.
many bullets has Clarence pulled out of you?
That's a good question.
Out of Terrance himself, and
Yeah.
very rare that Terrance finds himself in a situation where bullets are flying.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
Oh, you gotta meet the guy somehow.
Clarence the werewolf.
Clarence is a werewolf.
Clarence the werewolf, yeah.
They are part of Knight. Go ahead and roll Hit the Streets. That is a faction roll with Knight. See how you do. Isn't it you that cheesed off some werewolves? Or was that someone else?
Oh, that was me.
I mean, I think we all do it at some point, right?
I have a -1 tonight.
All right, my Knight is a 0. I just rolled 11.
You rolled an 11?
Yes, sir.
Shit. Okay.
You're rolling isn't that like your third, like above 10?
It's been hit and miss. I mean, I rolled a 3 right before this, right? So
That's true. That's true. All right. So with an 11, they're available and they can patch you up, no problem. Do mark Knight, and also go ahead and mark out the least of your wounds. So that first thing, because you're 2 down, right?
yeah. So that'd be the faint injury goes first.
Yep. They patch it up, they stitch it, they give you a little bit of topical like analgesic, and you're good to go. Tell me a little bit about Clarence.
Clarence, he kind of started out as a vet, but he was called in to treat some sort of feral wolf creature that ended up biting him and ended up becoming a werewolf himself, and does his best to hide this with medication that he gets through his office, and he's developed a little bit of a habit as a result.
Ah.
And he needs a little extra scratch on the side to help keep things going, so he'll patch people up for a price.
Okay. So Terrance, what's the relationship with Clarence? What are you offering him on the regular that allows you to just kind of go up the doorstep and get a bullet hole patched? What's the relationship there? Like, what do you give him this werewolf? Are you the source of his meds?
Kind of, yeah. Like, I mean, the Fey control all trade of the illicit substances, right? But Clarence isn't on great terms with them. He might have tried to eat 1 or 2 of them before in his early days as a werewolf. So he doesn't really have much to do with them. He needs an intermediary. He needs somebody he can trust.
Okay. So you just said that the Fae control the illicit supernatural drugs.
yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to take in. Yeah,
yeah, that's cool. Like I've got my actual notes are called frantic notes for this game because you guys throw shit at me and I'm just like, oh god, I gotta type. Why?
Well, the good news, Saul, is that we are
it's
recording.
podcast. yeah. I did that before I showed up here. I listened to the whole damn thing. God, you guys are assholes. I love it. All right, we are closing in on like 3 hours of playtime. We got about 30 minutes left. I want to see some cool stuff before we go. But I just want to also call out, it is 30 minutes left. If you have not redeemed those eggs, if you are not in that dice competition, you really should be. The pictures of that are fantastic. Jay, do you have anything you could drop in chat to kind of link people to that?
Link people to the dice giveaway?
Yeah. Anything they can see?
Just redeem those eggs, man. Just click them. If you want to look at them, go hit the
Yeah,
Twitter.
I'll get them up here right now. One more second.
Ryan will throw the dice up. Sure.
Yeah, here they are.
Awesome. Cool. Great. Fantastic. Those are gorgeous looking dice.
I appreciate that.
Now I'm part of this too. I want to see us all like have fun, and those are great dice. I'm a big fan of them. I have a shamefully large collection of dice, so I want to see people get some cool stuff.
You can hit the buttons too.
I do. I absolutely do.
Just notice the one face of that D12 pretty much has whiskers. I don't know if you guys saw that before.
Oh no, I'll have to look at it later.
I did.
Yeah, take a look, man. It's cool.
All right. So with 30 minutes on,
Ryan is also the one. Ryan, who plays Vinny, is who the dice are based off of on our Tuesday night game. So
yeah, that's the
very exciting.
not Khajiit. What is it?
Tabaxi.
Tabaxi? Yeah.
Yep.
Tabaxi.
Cool stuff. I really want to finish the scene out, though. We've got a lot going on. So Lemmy and Vinny, you are wrapping up that scene. Go ahead and give me a little bit of a closeout there if you could.
All right. So, okay. What are you looking for?
So, and I go over and kind of run them through the plan. I don't know if we want to say this directly in front of the DM here, but sorry, the MC. So what we need to do is we need to get basically a flow of people through the place. All right, we're gonna have someone blocking the front door. We need to know what the back exits look like, the hallways look like. We need like a rough layout of the interior of this place.
All right, I think I can do that for you, for sure. Yeah, give me just a moment. And he goes and he starts rummaging around for a piece of paper, and finds like the back of a show flyer. All right, takes a few minutes with a pen. All right, I'm not an artist myself, but Soul, you're good. You heard that.
All right. Evil planning has been done. Cool. I like it. All right.
Here's exactly what you asked for. No rolls required.
I mean, sounds great to me. You guys have already made a bunch of rolls. It sounds like everything is established. There are debts. There is conniving. There is all the terrible things that players do behind GM's back. I trust you all. Terrance, I don't trust you a bit. Terrance, I also don't trust you. But where are you at? What are you doing?
So now with his wounds at least slightly more patched up, more manageable, Terrance is heading back to his hideout, and he is going to put together some gear for what comes next.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Terrance he's got some machining tools and an assortment of mystic artifacts to kind of help him level the playing field between his mortal self and the supernatural forces at play in the city.
I'm excited.
So he's going to take some cold steel, and using his machining tools, he's going to fashion a set of brass knuckles and ammunition for a slingshot.
All right. So it sounds like you're using the veterans' core ability, their workshop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is normally a little bit that goes along with that, isn't there?
Let's see what we got here. Doesn't say much about the use of the workshop. It says about the pieces of it.
Okay.
And I've taken an ability that lets me mark faction when I create stuff for people.
All right. I was a little bit worried about that because you're operating from the quick sheets. Let me pull up the actual stats for how the Veterans Workshop works. It just takes me a brief moment. There it is.
I think now that we've figured out the game a little bit better, the sheets look like they make more sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Man,
Absolutely. Yeah.
as you get used to it, it
Yeah.
does get easier. It absolutely
Mm.
does. I just have to find a particular chunk here. Give me just a moment.
You know what? So take your time.
But we've got people at home that are interested in this.
Oh, I can edit all this out.
Yeah, but they're
Interested
still
is a
watching.
strong word.
Wow, ouch! My feelings are grievously hurt.
Oh, I found
You're
some.
a hateful creature, and you are forever like bereft of any of the benefits
We
of
are,
dance.
very self-aware.
All right.
Did you find something, Ben?
Just it's not much. You have
Cures
a
all
workspace.
wounds. Gives you exactly what you want.
No,
You do whatever.
damn it!
Auto crits. That was my favorite part.
Auto crits my ass.
When you go into your workspace to work on something, the MC
Oh, you
tells
found it.
you what it will take to complete.
Mm.
There's shit here. All right, we're gonna suspend that for the moment. You want cold steel brass knucks, and what else?
Ammunition for a small slingshot,
For a small slingshot. All right.
which I guess I'd be fabricating as well.
Yeah. We will get back on that. I know there's a move for it. I just have to dig it out, and I don't want to chalk up the time here for it. Terrance is done. You've got your thing going. Vinny, you've just wrapped up with Lemmy, and that's a weird thing to say. What are your goals from here to the next session? You've got this vengeance debt going forward, and you've got these 2 hitters you want to take out and get information from. What do you do to set that up other than just talking with Lemmy and getting you that in?
Let's see. So we talked to Lemmy, got the end. I think that ties up everything that we had for the plan. What I'm going to do actually is I'm gonna go over to Terrance's place, and we're gonna if it's cool with Terrance, sort of use it as like an Ocean's 11 staging area. We're gonna take the map out, enlarge it. We're gonna take like little weights and put them on the corners, and I'm sure Terrance has something that he's an accountant, so maybe he's got like quarters or something, and I'm gonna position them on the map as different just sort of place it. Okay, this goes here, that goes there, and the whole staging of everything.
All right. Where do you guys plan on hijacking these 2? Outside, inside?
Hopefully
Backstage?
we're gonna funnel them.
To where?
The rough idea is to get all the civilians out of there by scaring the hell off, and then hopefully funnel them towards the back where we're kind of waiting.
Okay. And Jonas, I know I'm asking a lot of you to flip between accents, so give yourself a moment.
Well, listen. I am a DM most of the time, so I'm used to talking to myself. Number one.
That's what we do.
Okay. So, oh, by the way, hey, what's up, Lemmy? Hi, Jonas. How the hell are you? How you been? Oh, not bad. Things are good for me, except for my apartment got broken into and they kicked my door in. Oh, you wouldn't fucking know that happened to me just like 3 weeks ago. I tell you, this town is fucked up. There's something seriously wrong here.
Don't blame the DM, blame the player.
So,
now, did you mark mortal for interacting with Lemmy?
Lemmy is power.
Power. Did you mark power?
I did not, but I.
You should.
Yes, I did it. So, So, I imagine that Jonas has been outside this whole time, sort of looking after Vinny's car, but he is trying to look cool. Like because he kind of feels like now we are like part of. Jonas is very much a background character, right? So, he tells these stories, but he's never part of them. So he's like imagining in his head, he's like trying to, like sort of lean against the Pontiac, but then he's sort of like afraid that he scratched it or something or scuffed it, and somebody walks by and he's like sort of like he pulls his hat down. He's just like sort of trying to look tough. But he is very much not a tough-looking character. So, that is sort of where Jonas is at. I haven't done much else except help coordinate this plan and tell people of the things I know.
Okay. So you all reconvene at Terrance's?
Yes, we meet up. Yes, that was the plan, was to meet at Terrance's workspace, his sanctum.
Ooh. Terrance, what's your sanctum look like? Are you the type of accountant that has a sanctum?
Sanctum, I mean, I don't know if you can label it as such and still get the same write-offs. I prefer place of business. Much easier on your tax records that way. It's very plain, very understated, very very clean.
Terrance, it is very clearly, right? It is in like a low budget shopping mall where like it's like a tattoo parlor, a gun shop,
and then
like,
the H&R Block.
and then yeah.
Not
So,
sponsored.
then you have Terrance Hopper CPA on like a bad sign, like a cheap sign. Yeah.
I love it. Oh God, you guys. All right, so tell us a little bit about this Sanctum Seclorum, like the inner workings of Terrance's most secret hideout for heists.
Well, behind the whiteboard with the spreadsheet of whatever client matters you'd be taking care of that time, you would find his actual workshop, where Terrance keeps a pretty well-stocked machine shop for outfitting his contractors.
That's fucking terrifying.
He keeps a collection of mystic artifacts for dealing with the non-mortal aspects of business. Try and level the playing field a little bit, and a first aid station for patching these contractors up when things don't go quite the way they should.
All right. So, as everyone congregates back at Terrance's, Vinny, you're going to notice something real suspect. There is an ass ton of cold iron and cold steel lying on Terrance's workbench, and this guy is twisted and hammered and soldered and welded together a pair of probably the most vicious fisticuff knuckles that you have ever seen. This is just like 2 steps short of a cestus.
Yeah, no, that's fucking terrifying.
Like, how do you feel about that personally as one of the Fae, that this guy's just got cold? Like, that's just, how do you feel about that?
I first off, cold steel's not really easy to get a hands on. We don't deal in it. But holy crap, that's a sizable amount. First off, that's not cheap. Secondly, why the hell do you have so much cold steel?
Well, you know, Vincent, sometimes in business, money is not the only currency. Sometimes goods, sometimes services, sometimes large amounts of cold steel.
Yeah, that's physical death. Those are death objects. You keep those far away from me.
All right, and we're gonna cut it there as the.
Terrance is a cold-blooded killer. I don't know why you don't know this. He is a badass. He is. You should see my visions.
All right, but we're going to cut it there as the end of the ep. We have a great cutoff there. Everyone has some great moments. We've got some deadly cold steel in play. We have characters that are plotting and planning. We have some absolutely ludicrous names that I have to deal with probably for the next. Gosh, I hope you kill them quickly.
Oh yeah, no, they'll be dead next week.
God, I hope they're dead next week. But I still have to deal with the velvet.
Felt pimento.
The felt pimento. I'm not even. Yes. I don't even want to think about it. You guys are terrible. That will be a wrap for this time. That leaves us with a little bit of time for an outro. I have enjoyed this immensely, and I look forward to the next time Since this is still kind of early on, and we are still trying to get feel for the characters in the system, is there anything you want clarification on or help with between now and the next one? Go ahead and shoot me a DM, and we will get it figured out between there. In the meantime, if there's a closeout, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, obviously, thank you everybody for those of you that stuck in there and tuned in. We could not make this stuff possible without, of course, viewer support, support from the TTRPG fam on Twitter, and some of our sponsors here, the folks at Tabletop Audio, who make this one possible, and then Listen Tuesday, because I've got a massive list of people that help me actually do what Soul's doing off the cuff. So thank you so much for all that help. No, I think realistically that's it. Obviously, tune in on Spotify or wherever you find podcasts. We are taking this was our first foray into podcasting. It's been super fun for me to sort of dive into that, and of course we'll be releasing more Neg2 content on those. So if you don't check out our other streams, check those out. But Soul, man, I'm more interested in you. What do you got going on? Hit us with the goods. What's new in Soul's world?
Well, all this month I am releasing on my blog an article series on consistent creativity. I write a blog every Monday. I release a article on either health and wellness or gaming. This entire month I'm focusing on kind of the intersection between the two. I know we've got a lot of people that follow me that are GMs and players of TTRPGs. So this entire month is focused around getting people to create an environment around them, along with the kind of internal structures that allows them to be consistently creative. Last month I released a great article on burnout, and a lot of people responded well to that, which handles kind of the back end. I want to give people tools that allow them to consistently be able to tap into what we do. When we're DMing, when we're role playing, when we're playing off the cuff like you guys are and improving, that's all Urban Shadows is. It's just consistent improv. There's a lot that taps into that well of creativity, and being able to reach into that easily is really hard for a lot of people. So I'm giving a lot of advice about that. That's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. Outside of that,
what's the advice? Not that we ever burn out. Because one, you'd have to do actual work to burn out, and we don't do that. And number two, we are just constant fonts of creativity. I mean, it just pours out of us like
absolutely.
Tears from a small child.
Yeah, actually, I'll give a little bit of a preview today on the article that I'm going to be releasing Monday, because this is a great example of it. One of the big things you can do to consistently be creative, surround yourself with creative people that support what you're doing. If you are surrounded by a bunch of negative people that are tearing you down, criticizing you, or actually worse, demanding more from you than you can provide, then that creativity is going to just wither up.
I feel like that right now.
I can't tell you about your personal life, but you probably should feel attacked. No, a lot of it does involve being supportive and having that support around you. Having a creative community in your own local kind of space, your friends, your families, having a mentor, even importantly, mentoring other people, that can really keep that creativity going. Having those connections will always be better than not. Art a lot of times happens in a vacuum. We are generally creative in our kind of own spaces. If we're doing physical medium, if we're painting, or we're doing digital art, or if we're writing, a lot of that happens alone. If we're DMs, a lot of that lonely kind of aspect of the creativity that happens between games. We're the only ones that are writing up the stories, figuring out the prep, etc. So if you don't have the people around you that support that, if you are reaching out and no one's giving you feedback positively or encouraging you, you're just going to dry up. You're going to keep pouring it out there, and it's going to echo around into a universe that doesn't care about you. You got to get rid of that. You really have to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's funny because we are just such we're a very artistic group even outside of this.
Yeah.
And I think we get a kick out of being very hard on ourselves for this stream and all of our content, and we kind of make that a joke on the internet. Obviously, if you follow our Twitter and everything, we
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about that like every week. But like Ben paints and does airbrushing on the side. He literally does a
Nice.
ton of, and the stuff he does with like computer cases and stuff is just incredible. He did a whole motorcycle earlier this year that was just super cool. And Ryan, of course, is just got hired by BET because he's like a big shot. So like Ryan does it like, and so we're super supportive of each other everywhere else. It's kind of funny that you say that because outside then literally when we talk about just this one thing, we just shit on each other immensely all the time.
Well,
So it's pretty funny. Yeah, but outside of that, yeah, we're all very artistic, I guess, except for me.
No, I want to argue with that. I will argue with that. Art is a lot more than we want to expect it to be. A lot of times we look at the visual presentation or the auditory presentation, and that's all we think about. If we're not doing music, if we're not doing painting, then are we real artists? Well, then we get into like things like dance. Is dance art? I guess, maybe. Most people would agree with that. Sure, dance is art. But then you get around to like some really old shit, and I really want to like touch on this real quick. If you give me a little bit of a platform.
Do what you're gonna do, man. Yeah.
I'm
sure Ben's got a sandwich or something to go eat, but
I'm very invested in this conversation. Actually, I find this very interesting.
All right,
Keep it going. I actually got to be back in a second.
Hateful. You're fired. Your character's going to die a horrible death. Yes, walk away. No. And one of the oldest traditions that we have as human beings is telling stories around the campfire. So one of the biggest things we could do, art is just a way to do that. It's a medium that we use to transfer this knowledge and get that information across. So what we do as GMs or DMs or MCs is it's probably one of the most old forms of art. And it's also, I think, in a way tied to a lot of sacred stuff. I'm an atheist. I'm not really a religious person, not really even spiritualist. But a lot of what we do as storytellers touches on that. It connects us to something bigger, something more important that really touches on some really big roots.
Yeah, I would argue with you because spiritualism really, people I think confuse it with belief in a greater power, right? And I don't know that is necessarily true.
It isn't. It really isn't.
Right. So I would consider you very spiritual.
Well,
and much like me, right? I would say I am atheist, if not agnostic, or somewhere in between, right?
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully I consider hopefully agnostic, right? I hope that someday I hope that someday somebody looks and says, "Yeah, man, you killed it." Right, but
it's always reality, good to be wrong in that.
Right. I'd rather be wrong than right, is I guess the reality, right? But I think it's super important. For me, I guess sarcasm is my art, and that my father perfected, and I just do my best to emulate him against my greater judgment. But it really is. We are all super creative, and I think our entire group is incredibly creative people. Chris, Curtis, like everybody. Even the significant others are all very creative.
Even
in our group.
Mine's very creative in how she puts up with me.
Same.
Twice if she's behind you,
or how she. What new thing to get criticized for this week?
I do want to say that all the way that we do art is all valid, and I think that we do kind of shit on storytelling as an art medium. And GMs, that's what we are. We're storytellers. It's really important that we respect that and kind of honor it within ourselves.
I'm a storyteller.
Yeah, absolutely. You tell shit stories, but I'm gonna endorse them anyways.
The burn.
Shots fired.
Shots are always going to be fired. Like I said, before we started recording, I told you guys I'm going to bag on you more and more. This is episode
Please do.
2. The bagging is going to get just way worse. So you're going to love it. You're going to have to love it.
We are definitely. I'll take shit storyteller. Sure,
yeah, that's fine.
I'm a shit poster and a shit storyteller.
I mean, that's how you get impressions. I'm not at 1,000 fucking followers on Twitter because I'm charismatic. I'm here because I'm provocative.
Oh God, I have 300, so I guess I'm neither.
Well, I mean, you're 30% provocative and like 70% shit. Like, I don't know.
My problem is I don't want anybody's help. I don't want your help.
No, fuck it, man.
I don't need your help.
No,
I'll do it myself.
Fuck yeah, that's the way to do it. But no, I love these games. I love rolling with you. Urban Shadows is such a cool way to showcase creativity. If you don't have the right players, this game falls flat. Bar none. You cannot run this with the wrong set of players. When I saw what Neg2 Crew was doing, I knew that this was a game that was going to fly, because I could see the way that you guys improv and play off of each other. Man, you can't trade this for anything. You really can't. You guys know. You've played this long enough. You've played enough games. If people aren't invested, if people won't riff, this game is gonna die. It's gonna die bad.
Yeah,
right.
we have to try to convince some of the others to come
Yeah,
join or maybe do another one, because I think we've got some really funny people that are just very non-committal, and so
Well-
you know, as artists are, and they are very, very funny.
Well, if anyone else,
it is. Go ahead.
if anyone else wants to run it, I would be happy to play, and I'll be happy to give you all the resources you need to kind of support that. I think you guys would really run with this and have a great time.
Yeah, it
It's
just
been a blast
forces
so far.
Ryan to have to do more work.
Work?
Which I'm always okay with.
Man, Urban Shadows is the least amount of work. I've been playing D&D and such for like 30 years. This is easy. This is so easy. You guys just feed me lines now. I
could
just
see
run
that.
off of it.
I could see that for sure. Especially again with this group, we are improv animals. So, but yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think out of the three of us, we're probably not even as good as some of the other two, realistically.
wow.
Who I think I have seen in other scenarios who were just insane.
Oh my god.
But
The Rust Chronicles, like,
oh god,
Oh no.
that's how. If do you not know that story, you probably don't know that story, Soul. That's
I
how
don't.
essentially I met the Canadians, which is Gremnick,
The
Waylon,
Canadians.
and Curtis or Val on our
Mhm.
stream. Was through Rust RP and them ruining my life in Rust. And then we just became very fast friends through that. And if you can role play in Rust consistently, and Ben and Curtis have probably two of the best pirate voices you'll ever hear in your life.
Yeah.
see, I don't know if I can still do it, man. I think Gremnick might have like adopted that
Uh-oh.
whole bit.
Yeah, Gremnick is your entire. Now you're ordering coffee as Gremnick now.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think those two things can be reconciled in the same person.
Oh dear.
You know, the two are
It's so
too
funny
close.
too, because you went from a character that was all about, you went from like this whole like, you know, have you ever been to sea, lad? And now you're like, I fucking hate boats. I don't like boats. Don't like boats. Yeah. Anyways, no, we have a blast. We really enjoy the RP. We enjoy particularly the being put on the spot. I'm one of these days we'll figure out the rules to Urban Shadows. But yeah, there's just way too much like nerd lore and random books, sci-fi books and shit stuffed in here to
Oh shit.
pour out.
I know, man. I know how that is. Yeah, I've ran a ton of games and it all just kind of mixes together. The great thing I like about Urban Shadows is just throw shit at the wall and it sticks. My job, like I said in session 0, off stream, my job is to figure out like what nonsense you guys have to roll based on what you're telling
Write
me.
it all down, yeah. Just write it all down.
Yeah. But thank you again for coming to the stream. Thank you for showing up and playing.
No, we
Thank you for showing
appreciate
up
we
and
appreciate you
watching.
being here, and like I said, it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Somebody's got to.
I mean,
As for the rest of you, of course, make sure you hit up Dragon Knight Dice. Check out, she does custom dice for every, like, you can literally just hit her up. She's amazing, Susanna, if you're ever listening. Very, very good at what she does, and she offers deals for streamers. She's very good, very great person, and very, very good at making dice. So that is a skill I don't possess, so I appreciate it. As for the rest of you, yeah, we're done. I think that'll do it for tonight. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening to us rant about our artistic creations and werewolves. Whatever.
and cheese, evidently. That's the theme for this one.
So much.
That was
cheese.
Ben. Ben, you went at me with the cheese real hard, and I'm gonna lean into it. Ryan, go ahead and lead us out. Thank you everybody so much for sticking in there, and we will see you all next Thursday.